Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Hot and Healthy Relationships.
We're so excited to share our first video with you and chat a little bit about what it's like choosing love every day.
Yeah.
Share a question that somebody asked.
So, love is the most powerful healing energy on the planet.
Yeah, and all relationships, even a relationship to yourself, is a container for all of the healing that love can offer to you, and it can occur, and you have the choice to participate in that.
Yes. And so for us to choose to face the blocks and face the pain, everything that is in the way of us being and receiving love, that is truly I think the greatest thing that we're here to learn and to really see that we're capable of that as human beings.
And that's the opportunity, and that's where the healing takes place, is because we all have wounds and issues and difficulties that show up manifested in somebody else, and show up as, this person irritates me because they're acting this way, or I don't like when my partner does this, or something like that, and vice versa. Your partner feels the same way about certain things of you. And so we get the chance in this lifetime to learn to love more fully, more deeply, and to shift the world accordingly.
Right. And so we got a question from somebody, and they asked, why would you choose to be intimate with someone who could destroy you? And there's multiple parts to that question that we want to go into.
There are, and referring back to just what I was saying a second ago, which is your choice to love is an evolution into a new version of you. More loving version of you. As you heal these wounds, as you heal these blocks to love, you become a more expansive human. You become a different version of you. You actually are a new version of you, and the old version of you has evolved or been destroyed through this process, and when you've been freed.
Yeah. So that's number one. There's like 5 parts, right, that we wanted to go over.
Yeah.
I'm like the list person, so that's number 1. So number 1 is that in love you will inevitably have to, as you evolve, leave old parts of yourself. So in other terms, those parts of yourself that you're leaving behind are destroyed. They die in some way. Number 2.
Yeah, and the second one really is important to note is trust your gut and your instincts, because this question didn't have a lot of context, so that's why there's so many different parts to it. Right. So, if you're starting to feel maybe this isn't right, this person might destroy me, because of their behavior.
It's abusive.
And it just doesn't feel good, even though there's an attraction there. Trust your gut.
Right.
Trust your gut.
If they're not on the same page that a relationship is a container to heal and to grow as human beings together, then you've got nothing to really work with.
Yeah, and you really need to both be on the same page in terms of what a relationship is and what love is. And so, if they look at you and they're filled with blame and complain about how you're being, you're in a space that's not operating at a higher level of consciousness, at a opportunity to grow. That's going to be difficult. So trust your gut.
Number 3 is really about the possibility that you're giving away your power, and that it's actually an opportunity for you to really honor yourself, and to show up and take a stand for yourself, to take care of yourself in a really big way, rather than allowing yourself to be manipulated. We can only be manipulated and controlled and destroyed if we are in some way not connected to the core of who we are, and taking a stand for taking care of ourselves in a really beautiful, loving way.
Yeah, and our own personal value and having a deep relationship with ourselves, and instead of saying this person can create me, this person can destroy me. So there may be some element, it's worth exploring, am I giving my power away?
Right.
When I ask that question.
Yeah. Number 4.
So number 4 is an interesting look at this, which is, am I going to love them so much or become so attached that if they leave, it'll destroy me? And that raises a question of what's your relationship to attachment and love? How are those entangled, and how are those together? And also, how do you process heartbreak? How do you process disappointment? Does it make you better, or do you process it in a way that you become more bitter? And that's really, really important, because life isn't necessarily always the way that you want it. It may be the way that you need it, and the meanings are there for you to ascribe to them, and to develop and to grow and to evolve. And so, are you evolving, or are you letting things in your life knock you down, or to again take away your power?
Right. And can you allow that heartbreak to break you open to more love and more expansion and more healing? And so that takes us into number 5, which is that that person that you perceive is destroying you or breaking you or hurting you in some way is actually a reflection of the parts of you that haven't been healed yet, or how you're still showing up and what you're still attracting.
Yeah, and how you're interacting in the world.
Right.
And again, this is not without blame. It's just simply, is this moment offering me something to learn about how I am in the world, both parts of me that are unhealed and are now manifesting in front of me, or how I'm engaging with people, based on my actions and reactions. We all are complicit in our experience. And so if we assume a role of 100% responsibility, we no longer occupy any area, any ground, or any possibility of being a victim. We own our experience.
We
Got a
just
phone
got a
call. So that as a result, it can be a catalyst for your healing, which I think is what we keep coming back to as a common thread to all this. If you're in a state of compassion with yourself and you're in a state of curiosity, then you have opportunity.
Yeah. And then you might actually get to a place where you could have gratitude for that person and the heartbreak or the hurt that you experienced with them, because you actually see that they provided an opportunity for you to go deeper into your healing, into having compassion for your old wounds, and to then being able to make a choice from a very sober place, I would say, to be love and receive love.
Yeah, and there really isn't any relationship that exists without, I'm not saying it should or you should think of it this way, but pain is part of a relationship. You experience disappointment, sometimes you might wish somebody said something differently, or they did something that hurt your feelings, or whatever happens.
Well, you really have to confront some stuff and really be honest with yourselves and each other and go, we really do have to make some changes here.
Yeah.
But yeah, pain is part of relationship just as it is part of life.
And embracing that with the mindset of, oh, okay, this is actually my expansion, this is my opportunity, this is my growth.
Right.
So then you start to have a loving, joyful approach to life, and love is a gift.
Yes.
And we appreciate you guys.
We love you guys.
All right.
So if you enjoyed this, please love it, please share it, forward it to anyone that you think might benefit from this. Watch it again if there were some nuggets in there for you, and comment and let us know send us a private message if you have a question that you would love us to answer anonymously.
All right, we love you
Love you
guys.
guys.
See you soon.